Hello, everybody. Mic test. Okay. Hello, Ademola. Awesome, awesome. I see you all. Good evening, everybody. We will begin in a minute. Hello.
Hi, Fadila. How's it going?
Pretty well. Is that Elizabeth or that's Chidi's voice?
Oh, that's Chidima.
Okay, awesome. Aisha. Hi, Yusuf. Hello, Chigere, Ademola, Ambula, Caleb, Elizabeth, Samuel. We see you. Joanna, Rose. We're just gonna wait like 1 more minute and then we get started. There was a little glitch, but we are good to go. Chidi, how are you?
Awesome. I'm good. How's it going?
Pretty well. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay.
I can see your screen.
Everybody's video is off. Voice is also off, so perfect. We are good to go.
Okay. How many guys do we have in here? Oh, 10 people are here already. Okay.
That's 10 people so far.
Should we give them another like 2 minutes?
Yes, 2 more minutes and then we start.
Okay,
10
awesome.
is a good number. It's a lucky number.
Yeah.
Can you see the full screen?
Yes, I can. But can you
Present.
Can you present on your end? Yes, please.
Okay. Awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah. You can all hear me loud and clear, Abby?
Yes, I can.
Fantastic. So we just wait 2 more minutes and then we begin. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Chidima, myself, will be your host. We're so excited about this webinar. It's been an interesting journey coming up to this point. We partnered up together with FinLitAfrica right here at African Sleeping Fully over the past couple of weeks to bring you exclusive content, mainly around financial literacy, and as a celebration of the Global Money Week, and to wrap up the Global Money Week and just to engage with you all who have engaged with our social media content, as well as some of you who are also our subscribers to our mailing list, we decided to put up this webinar. So I'm gonna pass it on to Chidima to do a brief introduction, and then we just get it started. Anybody else that joins later, yes, they'll catch us at the middle of the conversation.
Awesome. Thank you, Fadila. Hey guys, how's it going? So I know that you guys are muted, but I think we can use the chat box to kind of like give feedback and all that. So like Fadila already said, this is the ending of a 7-day celebration for Global Money Week, which is like an annual week-long event where people talk about money basically. So we thought about, how do we, so we've done a lot of videos throughout the week, but how do we now make sure that people can actually ask us questions and then answer their questions? And that was why we came up with the idea for the webinar. So basically today we'll be talking about just simple stuff. We'll go through our slides for like 20 minutes and then we'll open the floor for Q&A sessions. So the aim is for us to really hear your questions and then try to answer your questions. We don't want to be the only one talking. So please, if you have questions, put it in the chat box and then let us know your questions so that we can even answer them. So we'll just go ahead and start.
Absolutely.
Okay, Fadila, I think, yeah.
Thank you so much, Chidi, for that brief introduction. So basically, if all of you that's filled the form to sign up for this webinar also filled some brief information where we asked you, where is it that you're currently at? What is your financial situation? Are you earning enough? Are you investing enough? Are you saving enough? We saw your feedback, and it is around your feedback that we created this presentation to bring to you some basic information that can enable and empower you to be able to develop better habits that can support your financial goal. So Akwaba, Sanunku Dazua, Ekabo, what is, okay.
Bolachi.
Monachi. Monachi. Bienvenue, benvinda.
No, Ibolachi, not Bonachi.
Monachi.
Yeah.
So welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are so happy to have you all here. The purpose of this webinar is to empower and inspire you to develop healthier relationship with your money in order for you not only to achieve your financial goals, but also to be able to exceed those goals. So the first part of this presentation, we'll be going through your money mindset, because everything starts from your mind. And then the next thing that we are going to talk about is, am I hearing some noise? The next thing.
Yeah, I think Aisha is not muted. Aisha, can you please mute yourself?
Okay, I tried to mute Caleb, and yeah, it's Caleb, so he's been muted. Thank you for that. So we're going to go through the money mindset, because everything starts from your mind. Then we will talk about why it's important for you to save, to have a financial goal. She is going to take us through that. And then I'll talk about increasing your income and the importance of you to have multiple streams of income. We all are more than aware, especially with this whole pandemic that has taken all over the world, that it's very essential for us to diversify our source of income. So I'll be sharing with you some tips and also giving you some ideas on how you can be able to diversify your source of income. Judy will take us through budgeting, savings, investments, debt management. We will have a live Q&A sessions, and we'll share with you some recommended resources. So before we proceed, I'm just going to check the participant to ensure that everybody is muted, because we can hear a noise. Just a moment, please. Fantastic. Okay, I think we're good to go. There is one guy I'm not able to mute. I don't know why. Caleb, kindly mute yourself if you can. There's a little glitch on this part, or try to keep the noise down. Voila. Okay. We're going to proceed so we don't let this be a reason why we do not continue. So the first thing, like we said, we are going to talk to you about today is about your money mindset. Everything starts from your mind. Everything that you, please, can I get a thumbs up in the comment section if everybody can hear me loud and clear? Because I want to make sure that is the case before we proceed, please. Okay, fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, so we'll proceed. Identifying your money mindset, like we shared, money mindset is very important. And one of the things that enable or hinder people from being able to achieve their money goals is because of the mentality that they have. And it's really funny because some of these mindset that we have, we're not even aware that we actually have that particular mindset. So the first thing that is very essential for one to be able to do is to be able to identify the limiting beliefs. Like there are a lot of limiting beliefs that we have that we are not even sure that we actually have those limiting beliefs. So the question is, how are we able to identify these limiting beliefs? Some of them are very intrinsic and we already know about them, and others are inherited that we're not even aware that we actually have this limiting beliefs, and that's the reason why we're not able to reach our money mindset. So the question I want you to ask yourself is this: how many times have you actually, either you're a service provider or somebody wanted to pay you some money for a product or a service that you provided, and you felt like you are unworthy of that particular sum of money? Sometimes also we feel like some amount of money we are undeserving to earn that much. So let's say you go for a job interview and then somebody offers you an X amount of money, or perhaps you discovered that someone within the same level of education is earning that and you are shocked. We also have a lot of people who feel like it's impossible for them to be able to go above a certain threshold of financial prosperity. A lot of people also, especially people, think that money is the root of all evil. So do you hold these beliefs? How are these beliefs holding you back? You need to be able to identify the beliefs that you have and ask yourself the questions. Is this allowing me to get to or achieve the financial level of stability that I want, or is this holding me back? How does it allow me to feel? And what will it be helpful for me to be able to change this mindset for me to be able to reach my goal? So this is very important. The second thing that you need to consider is gaining clarity on the required roadmap that you need to be able to reach your financial goals. You're not going to just think about your financial goals and then eventually you just achieve them. You need to have a clear-cut roadmap on how to do that. So practical ideas on what is your current situation, analyzing your personal finances where they are, creating a plan and seeing how you want to envision that. How are you going to get there? You need to be able to educate yourself in terms of financial literacy, and you need to, most importantly, take a personal responsibility of taking yourself to the level where you want to go to. A lot of times we're not able to get to where we want to because we feel like the responsibility is on someone else and not necessarily on ourselves. So that's the second thing. The third thing is that it's essential for us to change our money language. What kind of language are you speaking when it comes to money? How many times have you found yourself saying, Charlie, I'm broke, or I don't have money, or I can't afford it, it's too expensive? Like, how many times have you found yourself saying that? Those languages are not propelling you towards your money goals. They are rather indirectly hindering your ability to move forward. So instead of saying I cannot afford it, start thinking of how can I be able to afford this? Instead of saying I'm broke, say that I'm temporarily experiencing financial difficulty and I'm going to be able to get to the next level. So it's important for us to change our money mindsets doing this. So one of the practical ways, or 6 practical ways in which you can be able to do this, I'll go through this really quickly so we can have more interactive session later on, is you need to be able to acknowledge where you are and decide if you need to change or not. They said you need to analyze yourself. If you don't make a decision that where I am, I'm not comfortable where I am, the house I'm living is not the ideal house that I want to live in, the kind of prosperity that I have in terms of the good I'm able to do is not at the same level that I want to be able to do it, that will enable you to see that you need to go somewhere else. But if you are comfortable, then this webinar is totally not for you. So you can drop out from this particular slide. However, if you are not comfortable at where you are right now and you're looking to go to the next level, then the next thing you need to do is you need to invest in yourself by self-educating yourself. There are several platforms that you can be able to do that. Chidi will tell us more about that. The third thing that is very essential for us in improving our money mindset is the ability for us to put ourselves first. How many times have you been in a job situation or in a business situation where you literally totally forgot about yourself and paid everyone else and forgot yourself? Or how many times have you actually earned some money and you forgot about the fact that you as the individual needs to come first rather than the bills that you have to pay? So you need to be able to change your mindset towards that. The fourth thing that is essential for you to do is to identify your motivation. What is the problem right now? Why do you want to get to the next financial situation or to improve your finances? If your pain point is not painful enough, you're going to stay and you're going to be making excuses along the road, because the journey to this financial independence is not for the it's not for the what is the word? Faint-hearted.
Faint-hearted.
So we need to be able to know that the pain that we are experiencing or the motivation why we want to get rich is motivating enough to keep us experiencing and expanding ourselves to be able to get to that level. So do you want to sponsor children to go to school? Or do you just want to be able to have enough to take care of your family? Do you want to be a benevolent person and become a philanthropist so that you can be able to perhaps even donate money for them to create a new, vaccine for coronavirus or for HIV and AIDS? Like, your pain point, you need to know that. And then the fifth thing that you need to do is you need to align your emotions with your goals. And one of the strongest ways you can be able to align your emotions with your goals is through positive affirmation, changing your language, explaining, or I don't know how they call it, not proclaiming, like literally owning up to the things that you want to be able to achieve. So some of the affirmations that you can possibly share, or before we talk about the affirmations, is it's important for you in this person, in creating your affirmation. One of the things that you can simply do is to create affirmation that is right for you. Don't just use what we have shared with you here or what you find on the internet or something of that nature. Create your own affirmation, print it out, put it in front of your bed or wherever it is that is very visible in your house. And every single day as you go in and go out, you see your affirmations. And that way you're able to envision and tap into the feeling of what it will feel like when you are able to realize that your financial goal that you have. So some few affirmations that we have shared or that we have also adopted, not only from our head, but also from the internet is, I am a money magnet. Money likes me. Money is attracted to me. It's comfortable around me. Like money recognizes me. Whatever I touch turns into gold. My action brings prosperity into my life and in the life of other people. I am a master of money, and money is not I'm not a slave to money. So customizing this affirmation and having the affirmation that speak well to you can enable you and to change not only your mindset also, but propel you closer to becoming the ideal person in your financial life that you want to be able to do. And one of the things that is also very essential is for you to have a goal or have a why that is beyond yourself. And that way you will be able to create a positive impact, not only in your life, but in the lives of other people. So last but not the least, you need to change your perspective on how you view some of the following issues. How many of you here, when you hear the issue of budgeting or you hear savings or investment, you're like, oh, I don't even want to think about this. I don't even understand these financial things. Like you need to stop, you need to change your mindset around how you react to the issue of finance. Like, do you see budget as a tool of mass distraction, or do you see it as something that you need to be able to adhere to? If you don't adhere to it, then you are not a good person, or you have failed yourself and you're beating yourself up. Rather, look at a budget like something that, the same way you go to a doctor for a doctor to be able to diagnose you of some diseases, that's the same way your budget is there to help you diagnose yourself and to see where are the essential expenses that you are actually spending your money on. Savings, are you looking at the fact that savings hinders you from enjoying your life, or are you looking at the fact that if you're able to save more, you're actually going to be able to sustain not only your current livelihood, but you can be able to create prosperity into the future? So changing the way that you see each of these financial issues is very important in improving your money mindset. At this point, I'll hand it over to Chidi, and she'll take us through the next point, which is setting financial goals.
Thank you, Fadila. Thank you so much. Okay, so setting financial goals. So the first thing here is to know that before you can achieve whatever goal you want to achieve, you have to be super realistic about it. So when I don't know if you guys have ever heard someone say, oh, you know what, don't worry, when I'm 30, when I'm 50, I'll be rich like Jeff Bezos, or I'll be rich like Oprah Winfrey, I'll be rich like Beyonce. It sounds good, it sounds easy, but that goal, that is not a realistic goal, right? It is good to hear, but trust me, if you don't follow through, if you don't have like a plan around it, you might not achieve that goal, most likely. So this part is to kind of help you understand how to set your goals in a way that is easy to achieve. So the first thing is set SMART goals. I don't know if you've heard of SMART, but SMART basically means set goals that are specific, goals that are measurable, goals that are achievable, goals that are realistic, and goals that are time bound. What does this mean? Now, going back to that goal that I said earlier. So let's say the person says, you know what, when I'm 50, I'm going to be richer than Jeff Bezos, or I'm going to be as rich as Bill Gates. That is not a SMART goal. And in that goal, like there's no, so your goal is meant to help you like break down into plans that you can use to achieve that goal. So saying I'm going to be richer than Bill Gates is like, it's too vague. You cannot make plans out of that. So now how do you make that goal more realistic so that you can then plan towards that? On the screen here, I have I have an edited goal that still speaks to becoming rich, but it helps you, plan. It helps you frame your goal in a way that is achievable. So instead of just saying, oh, you know what, I'm going to be richer than Jeff one day, you can say, okay, in the next 30 years, I'm going to acquire relevant skills that would increase my income. And with that, by doing that, I will also keep my costs low. I will invest X amount of money monthly in high return assets, and then I'll have by doing that, I'll have a net worth of $1 billion USD when I turn 50. So if you compare both goals, one is clearly more detailed, and so with the second goal, it is clear what you're going to do. So first off here is that you need to go and acquire relevant skills. That's the first thing. You need to go and acquire relevant skills. The second thing is you need to use that skills to increase your income exponentially. The third thing here is you need to keep your costs low. The fourth thing is that you need to invest your money in high yielding assets. So, but if we do not break down this goal this way, we would have never known that these are the things that we should do. So first thing to always make your goals smart, like make them very, it's not enough to just say, oh, you know what, I want to buy a house when I'm 30. Me too, I want to also buy a boat when I'm 30. Like everybody wants to be rich, right? But like if you don't like, if you don't make it realistic, trust me, it'll just be talk. And you know what they say, talk is cheap, right? So first thing first, I want you guys to do, but after this session, go back to your goals that you set for the year and then make it realistic, make it smart. Ask yourself, this is my goal. Is it measurable? How can I measure it? Is it achievable? Is it realistic? Is it realistic? And then like on and on. So when you now have that smart goal, the second thing is to no, particular still on the first page, please. Yeah. So the second thing is now break down your goals into three. So basically in life we have long term and short term, right? Or even medium term. So you need to also understand like how your goals, like where your goals fall in. Is it a goal for the long term, like 10 years or 5 to 10 years, or is it a goal for like short term, say now to 2 years, or medium term? Also knowing that actually also helps you in how you save money to meet that goal. The next thing is that you need to develop the discipline to achieve your goals. Now this is an issue, you know, because we live in we live in a world where most young people want instant gratification. You know, people don't want to put in the hard work that's required to achieve their goals. When you say, oh, you know what, I want to reach like Jeff Bezos, you guys know how many hours Jeff Bezos spent like working and grinding. Most people don't want to work hard, but they just want to be rich. They want to like invest money today and get 300% ROI in a month, MMM. But like that's not how it works, right? So you need to have discipline. It is a long. If you look at the lives of Bill Gates or even Warren Buffett, they made their billions in their 50s and they've been investing since when they were 20. That's because investing is long term. It's not something that you should rush into, right? So, I mean, when thinking about financial goals, think about it in the long term. Your entire life is not just something like okay, like I want to get rich very quickly. So develop the discipline to help you achieve your goals. Be willing to put in the work, be willing to like cut down on expenses, be willing to save money so that you can achieve your goals. The next thing is to also have an accountability partner, because I mean this life is, I mean, it's not hard. Only you cannot, like, if you want to go far, you need to go with people, right? Only you cannot go far. So you need people that like, you need like your tribe to kind of like keep you accountable to your goals. So the next thing is budgeting. So when it comes to budgeting, like Fadila already said, people always feel like, you know, budgeting like is a weapon of mass destruction. Like it's something that if I don't do it like this, like my life is all over. Basically, a budget is just something, it's like a plan that tells you where your money should go to. That's the simplest way to explain it to you. Where your money should go to. Should the money go to food, or it should go to tea fair, or should it go to like house or clothing? The way it just helps you like break down how much your money should go to. So in coming up with your budget, you need to already understand what is your total income and expenses first of all. So you need to like, okay, you know what, in this month, my total income in this month is 50K. First of all, now that is what, because if you don't know your income, then you don't know how to, you can't budget, because then your budget is not realistic. So you must first of all know your income and then know, okay, you know what, over the course of the month, this is how much my expenses aggregates to. But now, speaking of expenses, you know what they say? If you don't track something, you wouldn't know it. So let me ask you guys, and just give me like a thumbs up or in the comments. Does anyone here track their expenses? Does anyone here track their expenses? Like, do you? If I ask you, like, what did you spend money on in the past month? Can you give me like high level? So like, can you tell me that, okay, you know what? I spend 10% of my income on feeding. I spend this X amount on food, on tea fare, or stuff like that. Does anyone track your expenses? Okay, I can see Chinyere. Okay, awesome. Chinyere does. Good. So it's super important to track your expenses, because if you don't track your expenses, you will not know where your money is going to. That's the simplest thing. Because so have you guys ever like been like, oh my god, end of month, my money has disappeared. I don't know where my money went to. Like if someone sharing my account with me, like my money has just disappeared. I don't know where my money went to. It's because you don't track your expenses. If you track your expenses, then it will now be easier, you know, to like plan, to like have your budget, because then you know how much you're spending per time, and then you can use that expense tracking to plan like for the future month. So super important also track your expenses. The next thing is how to budget. So there are many ways to budget. You can do like the very simple, very basic one that says, so it's called the 50-30-20 rule, which says that you should spend your income. So divide your income into three parts. The first part should go for needs. The second part should go for your wants, and the last part should go for savings and paying off debt. Now, what are needs? Needs are things that you cannot live without. So things like transportation, things like feeding, things like clothing, things like shelter. Those things are needs. Please, Brazilian hair or Xbox is not a need. guys, let's be real. It's not a need. You know, like you need to sleep, but yeah, sis or bros, it's not a need. Don't say I can't keep myself. It is not a need. End of story, right? Especially when your income is not even so much in the first place. You cannot be spending on wants and then struggling. Do you get? So you can just use this very very simple, which is okay. You know what? I earn 50K in a month. Half of 50K should go towards my need, then the rest should go towards my wants and my savings or paying off debt. That's one simple way, you know, to allocate your money in a budget. The other way is to use like Excel or fintech apps. So here we have two apps that you can use. These apps work in Africa very well. So one is called Find Rich, the other one is called FinLitAfrica. You can, so like they basically help you to create your budget by yourself. You just put in your amount and then it does everything for you. If you don't want to use that, you can also use a budget template, and we have a template here like to show you an Excel template. Next slide, please, Vanilla. Okay, awesome. Yeah. So this is a simple budget template, right? This template, yes, okay. Got it. Yes, this is it. So like this template just shows you. So this is a simple budget. So it is broken. You can see it's broken down into months: January, February, March, and on and on and on. It's also broken down into budget and actual. It also has like your categories of income and your expenses. So if you're someone that have, let's say, so this person in this budget has different income streams from salary, from parents, from side hustle, monetary gifts, aka free money, and then cash from the previous month. So you need to list out all your income possibly in a month and then have that amount written down. Now you're not need to like go to your expenses. So you can see here that the first expense here is investing because it's super important. Investing and savings. And then tithes, you know, if you pay tithes, if you don't pay tithes, that's fine as well. Rent, your utility bills, tea fare, groceries, and so on and so and so on. So this is a very, very simple budget. So after this session, we'll also share this with you. But like, so just if you have this budget, just input your number here, and then everything just comes out for you. But it just tells you that a budget is not something that is super hard. It's something that is like really, really simple. You just need to like know your income and know your expenses, and really that's all you need to know. So it then kind of like guides you in how you spend going forward. Okay, next slide, please.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Chidi, for that. So I will be taking you all through the increasing your earnings. Very interestingly, about 50% of the people on the sign up for the webinar, we don't know sure if all of them are here. Definitely not all of them are here, but a large number of people shared that they feel like they do not earn enough money, and that's the reason why they're not able to save or they're not able to invest. And it is very essential for us to realize the fact that it's not so much more about what you earn, but also how you earn your money and how you spend your money. However, we are not going to discard the fact that a large percentage of people are either underpaid in their job or they simply don't earn enough money in their businesses. So that's the purpose for this brief presentation. Now, the first things that is very essential, or ways in which you can be able to increase your earnings capacity or your earnings potential, is very simple. We're going to take you through the side hustle, but this is the foundation. You need to be skilled. Like you cannot, they said the future of work is in the ability of you to constantly evolve and to develop new skills that are relevant in your career field or in even other fields that you're interested in venturing in. So let's say, for example, you've graduated from the university or from Polytechnic or wherever it is, or you have not even graduated at all, you dropped out from school. We have seen so many people who have not necessarily had formal education, but they do have informal education, and they commit their lives to continuously upskill and to learn. So you need to develop the mindset of being a lifelong learner and upskilling your skills that can enable you to be able to increase more of your gaining capacity. So we shared a video. I would encourage those of you who have not watched that video, should go and watch it both on YouTube and also on our Instagram page, where we shared skills that are relevant in your career, the need for you to be able to negotiate, the need for you to be visible at work, the need for you to continue to upskill and to be able to relevantly network with people within your industry who can be able to advise you better on how you can even be able to negotiate or move from one firm to the other. In entrepreneurship, we shared that it's essential for you as a business owner for you to focus on your value proposition, to follow through with your clients, to listen to feedback when you have from your customers, from your partners, from your investors, the need for you to be able to understand that sometimes you don't have to be the service provider. You can simply be a broker and be a solution provider to other people without being the main person who is the one offering the services. So there are several skills that exist. And as an entrepreneur, it's always important for you to develop skills that are relevant, not only in your area of work, but generally in business. So negotiations, the ability to communicate effectively, the ability for you to be able to network effectively within your team. So the second thing is networking. We've all had this. Your network is your net worth. And more than ever before, I think this has proven itself. However, with the existence of the internet today, it's become easier for us to be able to network and to be able to access opportunities, people and organizations that we would otherwise would not have access to. So how are you using, ask yourself, how are you using your social and professional network? I recorded a video about LinkedIn. I'm going to share that video exclusively with some of you before we actually make it public. That video was with a LinkedIn expert from Brazil who was sharing how you can be able to effectively use LinkedIn. Chidi, as a matter of fact, has used LinkedIn several other times in her career for her to be able to get enormous opportunities. Industry event, how are you participating in industry event? You don't need to necessarily travel to go and attend an event, but when this whole chaos is over, be able to learn that it is essential for us to balance both our offline engagement and our online engagement. And this opportunity or this pandemic has showed us more than ever before the need for us to be versatile in both the offline world and also in the online world. So how are you participating in industry event? Right now, particularly online, this webinar is an online event. You can be able to network with one another if you share with us that, oh, some of you who are here want to learn who the other person is. We can create a small, I don't know, group for you guys, and you can be able to see how you can be of value to each other. How are you participating in events within your industry? Are you just participating in events as a participant, or do you also seek for opportunities to train other people based on the skills that you have? Are you also speaking at events, whether it's online or offline, within your industry to add value to other people? Learn ways in which you can be able to share values. Use applications like meetups. Look for opportunities that have to do with pro bono, volunteerism, and consulting for you to add value to other people. And that way you can be able to establish authority within your field. The third thing that is very essential that everybody here, I am 100% sure, wants to hear is working on a personal project or your side hustle. So the next slide, I'm going to share with you some of the ways in which you can be able to earn more money. Now, this is not necessarily industry specific. This is very generic. And for those of you who want further information or further guidance on how to do that, I also have a service that offers that. And I'm ready to do another webinar for those who are serious and want to take it to the next level, a free webinar. And then for those of you who want to have access to me as a coach, I'm available for you. Freelancing and remote work. For me, I'm the future of work advocate, and one of the things that I have strongly believed in, and not just strongly believed in, like I'm a living example from it. I've been working remotely for about 3 years now. I took an unconventional business or a conventional business that people do in the roadside and literally in the markets that you see in Balogun market or in Makola market in Ghana or somewhere else in Nairobi. I took it online. So how are we able to change our mindset to demything the fact that, oh, it is only roles like design, marketing, and website designs that can be done online? How are we positioning ourselves to be able to use the skills that we already have? Because sometimes that's all it takes. So whether you're a consultant or you're an engineer or you're a risk manager or you're into change management, like more than ever before now, all professions have the ability to work either as a freelance or work remotely within your country or other countries while staying right from your home or anywhere you are in the world. The main principles that will guide you if you're interested in this area of work or this style of work is the ability for you to manage your time effectively, the ability for you to be able to collaborate and communicate with teams that you may be working with or people that you will be partnering with on your project or in a company that you're going to be working with. The ability for you to understand that you may not necessarily even need to go and find a job. You can literally create your own lane. And I'm going to share some stories with you all later on social media. So one of the things, or one of the main, this side gig idea presentation is going to focus on two things: offline side gigs and online side gigs. Please give me a thumbs up if you can hear me, because I can hear my voice cracking. Just give a thumbs, 1 or 2 person, a thumbs on the chat box. Let me know everybody can hear me so I can proceed. Okay, perfect. So online. I'm going to take my time to explain this. Digital products around the skills and experience that you have. Are you a carpenter? Are you an artist? Do you make jewelries? Are you a cook? What is it that you currently do? And how can you be able to use the experience that you have to reduce the learning curves for other people who are interested in learning the skill that you already have by providing that same skill online and teaching people, providing resources, contacts that can help them to be able to get to where you are. I believe so much in collaboration more than I do believe in competition. I don't even believe competition exists apart from the competition with yourself and the old person that you were yesterday. So how can you be able to, whether you're a coach in your real life or you are selling a product, how can you be able to teach other people, not only in your city or in your country, but in other parts of the world who are interested? So that is what I mean by digital products around your skills and your experience. The second thing, which is very accessible to a lot of people, is online tutoring, translation, and online legal services. I know I have met a number of people who are Africans or persons of African descent, particularly those who are Africans, because I get a lot of people saying, oh, we don't believe in this remote work, we think it's a scam, or we don't feel like it's something that's accessible to us, but it is accessible to you. And that's like one of the reasons why we do the work that we do at Africans Living Fully. So there are platforms that exist. On our website, we publish some of these platforms. We write about this thing, so be sure to go check them out. Online consultant. They said a consultant is anybody who can literally be able to simplify processes for someone to be able to get a result faster than they would if they were able to do it by themselves. So whatever it is that you already currently do, especially if you have some level of experience, and experience can be a one-year experience. I can see a lot of things happening in the chat box. I'm going to check them out immediately after this while Chidi takes over with the next slide. Now, still on the online gigs that you can do, e-commerce and online market space creation. More than ever before, people are looking for opportunities and ways in which they can be able to sell their product or their services online. If you can be able to position yourself to be able to create e-commerce platform for other people or online marketplace for other people, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to be a website designer. Remember earlier on I said you can be a broker. You don't have to be the service provider, you can be the broker and you provide the services to others. Or you can also take your product and your service that you already are doing offline, take them online and create a market space that enables people within a larger geographical location to be able to access your services. I don't know, I've lost count. The next one is digital marketing. And I mentioned a lot of subheadings of digital marketing. You can decide to be a niche specific specialist. You decide whatever it is that you want to do. I cannot give you any recommendations in this respect. However, if you're able to get one or two of these skills, you can be able to monetize them and help businesses who are looking to gain more visibility online to market their products and their services to their customers. You can be an expert in search engine optimization. That means helping companies to be able to rank higher in the search engines, search engine marketing, social media marketing. Nobody needs to tell us what that is. We see it online. Affiliate marketing. I saw a video, and we're going to share with you after this presentation, of how you can be able to become an affiliate marketer using ClickBanks. And there are several other platforms that exist. What are the products and services that you typically use that you can approach the companies for them to give you an affiliate link and you market this product and services to others? That's what it means to be an affiliate marketer. So there are several different ways. Online broker, online business manager, virtual assistant. Now more than ever before, people are looking for people who can be able to simplify and make their life easier, especially that we are all working from home. We don't know how long this is going to last. We want it to end very soon, but the coronavirus in particular should be an opportunity for anybody who is futuristic to think about how they can be able to stay relevant within their field and not just survive, but to be able to thrive offline or online. The last type of online business I can suggest, only for those who have patience. This is not for people who want to get rich quick. If you want to get rich quick, please, this is not for you. Trading in the financial market. It takes a lot of time for you to be able to understand, and it can be a long-term plan while you are working on other side businesses. The ability for you to understand the financial market and to trade, whether it is stocks, currencies, options, or whatever, can be able to build you wealth sustainably over time. However, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. So if you're looking for something much faster, please consider the other ones, because these are things that you can literally learn in a few weeks or in a few months, and you can be able to monetize your skills online. Offline, entrepreneur, no need to explain what this is. It simply means you should start your own business around the problems that you hear the most. They say entrepreneurs learn to listen to people and what people are complaining about. Like, be a listener, listen to what people are complaining about right now and even later on. and try to see if you can create a solution around them and get them to pay you, because you're not going to be working for free, although it's important for you to also give back every once in a while. Now, another way in which you can be able to do this, I talk about consulting. You can bring your consulting service online, but it's important for you, if you're going to be a consultant or a broker online, to ensure that, please let me know if you can hear me, to ensure that quality control, you are able to manage the quality of the service that you are brokering. So if you're not the service provider and you're getting somebody else to do a particular job for a client that you have, make sure that the person can be able to deliver. Have a list of vetted clients. Look at ways in which you can be able to build relationships within the industry, and don't be afraid to make an ask, whether it's online or offline, and get more people and companies into your list of vetted service providers. And on your part also, as an obligation, make sure that whoever is contracting the other party to deliver is able to pay the remuneration based on the terms that you have already agreed. If you need more information on this, just let us know in the chat box and we will be sure to answer that. Another one is photographic, be a graphic designer or a photographer, among other ones. This is going to be available to you all who are here, and you can watch the replay exclusively. So I'm going to go to the next slide and let Chidi take it over so we don't take any more of your time, because we are running a little bit late. Thank you.
Thank you, Fadila. So guys, so here we're talking about savings, right? So very quickly, savings. We all know what savings mean. Keeping money aside for the future. So when it comes to saving, people always have issues with, they don't know how to save, they don't know where to save, they don't usually have money left to save after spending money, and that's because people usually save money after spending, which is super wrong. So the first rule of thumb is to save money before you spend, because think about it, money is a spirit, literally. Once, if you leave money in your account and you say that, okay, you know what, let me spend money, and then after spending I'll come and save, trust me, nothing will be left. As in, even you'll be like, how did the money, like, where did the money go to, you know? So you need to be wiser than money. You need to like learn how to save money before you spend. Once you get any income, take out your savings part and then put it somewhere, and then spend your money. Because if you leave your money in your account and say that, okay, you know what, let me spend first before saving, most times you have nothing left to save. So first thing that you must always think about is to save money before you spend, not saving after you spend. Now, the second thing is to have a smart savings goal. We already talked about that. So what are you saving for? How long are you saving for? How much you want to save? You must also know all that stuff to be able to, you know, plan your savings well. The third things around that, how do you arrive at a savings rate? So now with this, most people always say that, you know what, save at least 10% of your income. But the truth is that there's no fixed savings rate, right? It depends on you. It depends on you. And I'll give you like, I'll use myself as an example. When I started like saving money when I was like in university, I was saving like from my income, I was saving 10% every month. But when I began working, my income increased exponentially, and I saw that I can save like 30% and still be okay. And then so I increased my savings rate. So the trick is that don't say, oh, because they say 10%, so like that's the end. If let's say if you're earning, let's say 1 million in a month and your expenses is like 500K, who stops you from also increase from bumping up your savings? Nobody, you know. And the thing is that the more you save, the faster you can reach your financial goal. So it's still your money, so it's still a win-win for you. So instead of, so if you have like, let's say, an increase in income, instead of now going to go and build the money and say, oh, you know what, I've saved 10%, so that means the rest can be blown. Instead, increase your savings rate. So basically, what I'm saying is that as your income increases, also increase your savings rate. There's no fixed savings rates. You can save as much as 70% of your income. As long as it works for you, right? So like that's one thing that I want you to know. There's no fixed savings rate. Save like as it relates to you, as your income allows you. If you can save more, save more. If you can save less, then save less. The next thing is, again, so back to savings, having a savings goal. So what are you saving for? Are you saving for, let's say, retirement? Are you saving for, let's say, an MBA? Are you saving to buy a house? Are you saving for investment? So you also need to like have all these goals stated clearly, because if you don't know where you're saving for, then most times you might lack the ginger to continue saving. Now, people always say that, you know what, oh, I don't earn enough money, you know what, I can't save because I don't have enough money. But there's something that we don't like think about sometimes, which is our expenses. Do you know that sometimes we have some expenses that are not important, but that money like keeps going? Let's say, for instance, you subscribe to an app, let's say a monthly subscription. Let's say you needed the app for something this month, and then you put your card on the app. Trust me, most times you forget to take off that card from the app, and that's what they'll keep on billing you every month, month on month, in dollars for that matter. That's money that can be saved instead. You get? So like you need to like do like a monthly audit and check like, are there apps that I'm paying for that I'm not using? Can I cut them off? So let's say you live alone, for instance, you don't use the entire GoTV bouquet. Why are you paying for everything and you live alone? Pay for the ones that you want. You get? Like, so it's not, or let's say even in your house, let's say energy, so your light. If you use like a prepaid meter, it's basically what you spend that you pay for. So when going out, so let's say you live in a two-room apartment. When you're in one room, put the light in the other room. These are like minor things that actually will help you save, that will help you save money, and that money can be put towards your savings. So cut down on spending that are not important. Look at what you spend money on. Like, are there apps that you don't really use but you're paying for it? Cut it off. Are there like TV plans that you don't need? Cut it off. Even let's say okay, let's say for instance you're working on a project last month and you needed to have like a high number of data, like a high data plan. So now, but you're done with the project and you're spending that amount. Why? Most times you end up not using that whole amount in the month. So all those little foxes, basically cut them off, and then you will see that when you do that, you kind of have like extra money that can now be used to save. However, if after doing all that you still don't have, because again, the truth is that sometimes we just don't earn enough. Especially if you're like just at the start of your career, or let's say you're still looking for a job, that is also like it's also possible. So in that case, you need to like focus on increasing your earnings. But don't just say that, oh, I don't have money to save. First of all, look at your life and this your life first. Are there things that I can cut off? Then if no, then you can now think about how do I increase my earnings. Going back to what Fadila already said. Now, where should you save? So you can either save with these examples, lots of fintech apps in Africa to save. In Nigeria, we have Piggyvest, we have CarryWise. In Ghana, we have Liquid. In SA, we have 227. We have different savings apps to use, so you can use one of them. You can also use your bank through a standing order. Basically, it means telling your bank that at the end of the month, I need to take this amount from my account and put it in the very account. Now, these apps are good because if you save money in your account, most times you will spend it only if you have discipline, right? So moving your money to a different account from your regular account is super important. That way you're able to like preserve your savings more. So moving on to investing. When it comes to investing, right, it is not, first thing you need to know, it's not hard. It's not rocket science. It's very simple, right? Investing basically means putting money aside today that will grow. Putting money aside in assets that will generate income for you. Now, when it comes to investing, four things that you need to know upfront first before you again. So investing is not a product, right? It is a process. Most people just say that, oh, you know what, I want to invest in something. What should I invest in? I don't know, because I don't know your profile, right? So investing, like, it's not just, oh, you know what, it's not like shopping at the mall. No, it is actually a plan that you need to plan towards, right? So if you're someone that just invests like randomly, you need to stop that. You need to like have a plan for your investment. That's the only way that you can grow money over time. So number one, have a goal for investing. What are you, again, back to savings goal? What are you investing for? If you don't know what you're investing for, you just keep on like playing with your money. So you need to be like, okay, you know what, I'm investing for X, I'm investing for, like, let's say MBA, whatever. Have a set goal on what you're investing for. Moving on, what is your risk profile? Now, when it comes to investing, it can be into three types in terms of risks: low risks, high risks, or medium risks. So low risks are things like, let's say, treasury bills or government bonds, things that that when you invest in them, your capital is secure, and those things are mostly gotten from government asset, because the government can always put money in quotes, sort of. So why high risk things are things like stock markets or even trading forex, foreign exchange, or trading currencies. Why medium risk are things like, let's say, real estate, or let's say agriculture. But on knowing, as a person, you need to know your risk profile, and this is a very very simple way to know your risk profile. And I'll ask you guys just let me know in the chat box as I continue. So let's say you invest your money today in let's say in something, and tomorrow you hear that the market has crashed, or your money has lost value by, let's say, 20%. What would you do? What would you do? Would you go and sell all the remaining money like ASAP? Like, I beg, I can't come and die. Would you go and sell all your assets and the money? Or would you say, okay, you know what, let me still hold that, let me still wait and see what will happen? Or would you like just be like, you know what, I feel like the market will still come back up, and then, you know what, I'll just chill. So if you're someone that would want to go and sell ASAP, like, you cannot stomach any loss, that means you're low risk. If you're someone that that you can tell that, okay, you know what, even the market is crashing now, I believe that the market will still come back up, so I'm ready to take that risk. That means you're high risk, So, but you need to know your risk profile, because if you don't know, if you don't know like how you relate to risks, then you might make mistakes when it comes to investing, because some assets are low risk and some are high risk. So, for instance, if you're a low risk investor, you have no business you have no business having assets in the stock market. You get. So if you're a low risk investor, you can't be in the market for stocks because the market for stocks is like super risky, and you might lose money because you're low risk, because you can't stomach that risk. So knowing your risk profile. Oh, I just noticed this comment. Oh, okay, okay. I will slow down. We are out of time. That's why. Okay, so knowing your risk profile, knowing if you're low risk, high risk, or medium risk, also will it will also tell you where you should invest in. So that's super important. First of all, before even making an investment choice, know like so know that am I a low risk investor, or am I high, or am I medium risk? When you have answers to that questions, then you can now move on. The next thing is to know your investment duration. So how long do you want to invest for? And this goes back to your goal. So let's say you have a goal to invest for, let's say, an MBA, and the MBA is in, let's say, 2 years. That means you're investing for a 2-year time frame. As opposed to, let's say, you're investing to pay your rent at the end of this year. That's like a year time frame, But when you know your duration, it kind of also helps you in the choice of assets that you pick, because some assets have different time frames. So some are like short term, 1 year and less. Some are like 1 year and above. So, but if you don't know your investment duration, you might get stranded. An example is, let's say you're investing to pay your rent. Your rent is due at the end of, let's say, the year, or let's say at the beginning of next year. You cannot then go and invest in stocks, because stocks are long term. Stocks are like 3 to 5 years investment. If you invest in stocks, when it's time to pay your rent at the end of this year, you might be stranded because the stock market might be down. You get. So you need to understand your duration. Like, okay, I, this money that I'm investing, it is for this goal. This goal will be due in 1 year time. So what are the assets that can invest that will give me my return in 1 year time? So these are things that you need to consider before investing money. You don't just go and start saying, oh, what, let me invest because the return is high. You need to think about all these things. So 3 things you need to think about: your investment goal. What are you investing for? Your risk profile. Are you high risk, low risk, or medium risk? And your investment duration. So how long am I investing for? One other thing again is like, how do I want to invest? So I always say that it's best to invest on a monthly basis. If you remember, like in the budget template that we shared earlier, there was a line for investment and savings on a monthly basis, because that's the only way you can be consistent with it. So I want to challenge you guys to have form that habit of investing on a monthly basis. It doesn't have to be so much money; it can be something small. Just like form that habit of investing monthly, because when you do that, then the money can actually grow faster. So when you've known all that, the next thing is now, okay, so I know my goal, I know my risk profile, I know my investment duration. So what should I invest in? What are the assets that are available to me as a young African? So I'll talk about this in two main ways: high risk and low risk. So when it comes to low risk, like I said earlier, we're talking about things like government bonds, treasury bills, euro bonds. Basically, bonds are relatively low risk, because a government bond just basically means that the government needs money from us, and they come and sell a paper to you and take your money. And in return, because you're basically borrowing the government's money, they pay you interest. So when you buy government bonds or government treasury bills, you're basically borrowing the government's money, because government needs your money, and so they pay you interest for that. So that's just a way to think about it. When you're buying T-bills or government bonds, you're borrowing the government's money, and government is paying you return for lending them money. So because the government is involved, most times it's like low risk, and because they always say that the government can never go broke, because they can always print more money if they go broke. So when it comes to low risk assets, think of things like treasury bills, government bonds, even some form of corporate bonds as well are also low risk. Also euro bonds. So euro bonds are bonds that are, so let's say euro bonds are bonds that are not in the same currency as a country. So let's say Nigeria wants to raise money in the foreign market, and then they go and issue a USD bond. But the bond issuer is Nigeria, but the bond is issued in dollars. So that way they call you euro bond. So as Africans or as Nigerians, if you want to earn foreign income, foreign income, that's a good way to actually earn foreign income through investing in euro bonds, because the return is always in USD. So that is like also low risk. That's like the basic low risk investment: treasury bills, government bonds, euro bonds, corporate bonds. These are like low risk. So if you're someone that wants to invest like in low risk assets, those are the things for you. Also, note that treasury bills actually also have like a time period, so that you can invest for like 3 months, 6 months, or 1 year. While government bonds are mostly more long term, so like 2 to 5 years. So again, it depends on you. But just know that if you want to invest in low risk assets, then please you should go for things that are backed by the government, because those are like the things that you can almost always guarantee your return. Now, moving on to medium risks, things like agriculture. So in Africa, we have lots of we have like lots of farmland and all that stuff. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but like in recent time, we've seen companies that are trying to like do crowdfunding. So we see companies that will actually bring money and then they'll help you invest in a farm or give to a farmer to kind of like buy farm produce. That's also a good way to also invest, because most times the returns are usually like really high for a 6 month period. So, but note that even in that investment, there's a risk of, let's say, crop failure or like natural disaster. So I would term that kind of investment as a medium risk investment, because things can go wrong. So before investing in things like that, always ask the people that ask the guys behind this, ask them that this investment, is it insured? If, let's say, there's a natural disaster, what will my money be like? Will my capital be secured? Will it be is it insured, basically? So those are like, so that's like a way to invest in something that is still medium risk. Agriculture, look for platforms that offer these options, and then you can also invest in them. And most times they have like, let's say, 6 months, like 6 to like 9 months period. So if you're investing for like, let's say, a short term, like less than 1 year, it's actually a good way to invest. Now, moving to more higher risk stuff or more long-term stuff, but we're talking about stocks. So basically, the stock market just means that you're buying unit of a company. So let's say you want to buy Amazon, for instance. Amazon, like Amazon, the online store. You want to own a piece of Amazon, but of course you cannot buy the whole Amazon because you don't have that money. But you can buy 1 unit of Amazon through buying their shares. So when you buy shares, shares just mean that you own a small amount of the company based off of how much share you buy. That's what buying shares means. So when you buy any stock, like any stock, basically just means that you bought an amount of you, like it means that you own that company to the amount that you bought. That's very simple. Now, when it comes to stocks are very volatile, because stocks usually trade on the public market. And what that means is that demand and supply, you can make prices to like go up and down. So you need to also be super careful about stocks, because stocks are usually like long term, 3 to 5 years. It's not short term, because so for instance, currently now, because of the whole coronavirus issue, the stock market is down. Let's say I put money in the stock market and that money was to be due, let's say July. I'll be crying out because my money is there, and the market is down. So most time when you're investing in stock market, think long term. Think about how like this money I'm investing in. When do I need the money? This money I'm investing in. If the money is for, let's say, a goal that should be invested in the next 1 year, don't go to stock market. Go somewhere else. So, but if you're investing for like the long term, let's say 3 to 5 years, then you can now go to the stock market. And as young people, again, I know that most of us want to earn foreign currencies. So how can you also earn foreign currencies through the stock market? You can invest in US stocks, Chinese stocks, UK stocks from Nigeria. You don't have to go there. So there are apps the apps like Bamboo, Chaka, Trove, and Rise. But these apps are mostly working in Nigeria, but you can check them out. These apps actually help you invest in both local stocks and foreign stocks from the comfort of your home in Nigeria. Of course, you will pay a small fee, but it gives you access to those stocks. But note that stocks are, again, very volatile. So if you don't understand it, take time to kind of like understand the market before you invest in stocks. And also know that stocks are a long-term investment, and stocks are really, really high risks. So before you put your money, like, understand the risks return variation before you put your money in stocks. The last thing is real estate. For real estate is relatively medium risk, because it's not like the risk of losing your money is not really high. But for real estate, it's also like super capital intensive, in terms of, most times if you want to buy like a plot of land, it's quite expensive. So, but as young people, what you can do is that you can come together as, let's say, with your peers, and then try to invest in one property together as a peer. So they call them investment clubs. It does not have to be anything fancy. It can just be you and your friend. Let's say you and 3 friends that have money. You put funds together, and then you can invest in real estate. You can buy a land or buy rental property, and then from there get rental income. But again, when it comes to real estate, also note that it is also a long-term investment. You can't just up and sell like tomorrow. So basically, long-term are things like stock markets or real estate. Why short-term are things like treasury bills or agriculture. Those are like two broad ways to look at it. Short-term assets and low to medium risks, treasury bills, government bonds, agriculture. While long-term assets and kind of like higher risks, foreign stocks and agriculture. So moving on from that, the last thing is actually understanding your inflation rate. So when it comes to investing as well, you need to also, so the rule of thumb here is to always compare inflation rate to your investment return. I'll give you a simple example. So currently in Nigeria, for instance, our inflation rate is at 12%. So let me say I want to invest in a mutual fund account, let's say on Wise, and the return is 8%. What that means is that my actual return is negative 4% because the country's inflation rate is already 12%, and my asset is giving me an 8% return. Basically, it means that I'm actually losing money than saving money. Simple and short. I'm not. It just means that I'm losing money because the return that I'm getting on my investment is lower than the country's inflation rate. So before you choose any option to invest in, always compare the investment return to inflation rate. If the return is lower than inflation rate, then move on. You can't do that. Only if your goal is not to grow your wealth. If your goal is to like preserve your wealth, like in the short term, you can do that. But if it is like to grow your wealth in the long term, you need to move on because it means that you're actually losing money than growing your money. So note that when investing money, compare the inflation rate with the rate of return on your investment, and then if it is higher, don't do it. If it's lower, then you can do it. I think that is all about investing. I'll just take questions in the comments. Thank
Wow,
you.
that was amazing, guys.
Oh, I forgot about that. So there's still debt management, right? So this one, like very quickly, when it comes to debt management, basically there are two types of debt: good or bad debt. So good debt is debt that can repay itself. So let me say I take a loan to buy a house. When I buy that house, I rent out that house, and by renting out the house, I get rental income. By getting rental income, I'm able to pay back my loan that I already took out. That's good debt. But let's say I take out debt to buy iPhone 11, or I take out debt to buy Brazilian hair or Xbox. If you are a person that sells Brazilian hair, is different. That's your business. Or you sell iPhones or you sell Xbox, it's different. But if you're taking out debt to buy those things to use for your personal self, there's no way that can pay back like the debt that you brought. So that is bad debt. So first of all, before taking out debt, be sure that whatever you're taking debt to buy can pay itself back. That's the first thing you need to know. So only take out debts for critical and important expenses. Don't take out debt for flamboyant, for like things that are not important, like buying a game or buying a phone. The truth is that is not a good way because you cannot okay, what if you buy the phone and then the phone gets stolen, let's say the next week? How do you reconcile that? So basically just take on debts only for things that are super important. The third thing is I should take out debts that the rate of the debt is clear, because sometimes, so they call them adjustable rates. So sometimes you take on a debt today where the interest rate is like 5%, and then if you're not careful, the rate can just change to like 10%, like in the following month. So you need to like ask questions like, okay, this debt I'm taking, is the interest rate fixed over time, or is it going to increase? Because if you increase it, that means you'll be paying more and more and more like over the month. So you need to be sure of that as well. Then the next thing is that avoid debt that is not your that's in a currency that is not the same as what you earn in. So let's say you earn in naira, or you earn in cities. Not take a debt that is based in dollar, because it means that already Nigeria and Ghana and US, or Ghana and US already have like a foreign exchange indifference, right? So if you're taking a debt that is in dollars and you're earning in naira, it means that no matter how hard you work, you'll be struggling to pay that debt, because already your income, your earning is already in a currency that is already lower than the dollars. So you need to ensure that you don't take debt that is in a currency that is not same as what you earn. Take debt, so take like matching debt. So I earn in naira, take naira debt. I earn in dollars, take dollar debt. Or I earn in USD, then take naira debt. That is even easier than earning in naira and taking USD debt. And the last thing is to have a debt repayment plan. Always have a plan to repay your debts. It can be like a monthly plan, it can be a quarterly plan, but have a plan to repay your debts. That way, it's easier for you to know what to channel your savings towards paying off that debt. If you don't have a debt repayment plan, you might end up spending money, and then when it's time to pay debt, you're stranded. So have a plan from the get go, that okay, this money I'm taking, this is how I'll pay the debt over a period of time, and then try to also stick to that plan so that you're not called an only basic. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. That was amazing. Who thought that was amazing as well? Send a thumbs up in the comment section. In addition to what Chidi has shared related to debt management, I also feel like debt management is a matter of ethical responsibility. Like, we're talking about butter money habit here. We're not just talking about your money. We're talking about your money, the money of other people around you, and your responsibility towards that money. So be ethical in your debt management. If you borrow money from somebody or you take money from someone and you realize that perhaps your debt repayment plan is not going to be able to pay back in the period you have agreed to pay back with that person, be able to communicate with that particular person. In addition to the issue about taking debt really on critical and important things, we understand the fact that sometimes emergency can occur, but do not let other people's emergency become your emergency, unless of course you have very close family ties with them. And even at that level, don't take on more than you can afford to be able to do so. So let's say you're earning 70,000 naira and somebody in your family brings a problem of 40,000 naira. You're not Father Christmas. Even if the person is your sibling, be able to communicate with people and be realistic and communicate your financial situation with people without feeling ashamed of yourself. It's important for you to balance kindness and also financial discipline. So we all know that we are Africans and we support our families, but don't support your family to a situation whereby it's detrimental for your own growth, because that is not a healthy money habit. So moving on, we are about to come to the end of this session. We are going to be unmuting people one after the other. So if you want to ask a question, you can ask in the chat box. And then if you want to share the question or you want to engage with any of us, just raise your hands and we will unmute you. However, before we do that, these are some important questions that you need to be able to ask yourself, irrespective of every other thing that we have shared or in congruence with everything that we have shared. How much money are you making in a month or in a week or in a day? We understand that not everybody is a salary earner. I'm not a salary earner. I earn my money on a daily basis. Sometimes I can go 2-3 days, I don't earn any money because business is bad. However, it's important for us, like we had, to diversify our income. So even if you're having a business, you can still have a side hustle. There is not just shame. There is nothing wrong in you being able to multitask, as long as your multitasking is productive and you're able to manage your time and make sure that you are getting worth of what you're investing your time in. How much are you taking home after the taxes? Most of us, money is actually deducted from taxes. If you're a freelancer, hello, am I losing you guys? Okay, very well. So if you're a freelancer and your money is not being deducted from source with tax, make sure that you deduct the tax implication, because you don't want the end of the year to come and then you have a big tax liability. And find ways in which you can be able to not evade tax, but avoid tax in a legal manner. There are several ways in which we can be able to do that. For those of you who are business owners and would like to know more about this, you can let me know. One of my business partners is actually a tax consultant, particularly in Ghana. So we can have a session somewhere along the line, maybe next 2 months, on reducing your tax liability as a business legally. So how much are you spending monthly? How much debt do you have? What is the interest rate on the debt? What is your plan in repaying the debts that you're currently having? And what is your financial goals? And don't forget the question is, okay, you have the financial goals, but what is the plan to achieve those financial goals? So we hope that the information that we have shared is able to give you a better level of clarity in determining what you need to do in order for you to move from where you are right now to where you want to go. And it doesn't stop there. What are also your retirement plans? I know a lot of people don't talk about retirement. Frankly speaking, I don't have my retirement plan, but I do have savings and I'm investing my money, and I believe that some of that money will grow with me up until when I get old. So it's important for us to start thinking about these things, however young that we are, because it's all in an effort to ensure that we have a financially stable and independent life. So at this point, I'm just going to check the chat box to see if anybody has raised their hands or they have any questions. You did great, Chidi. Absolutely.
Titi already asked the question one time. Okay. Titi had the question earlier.
Okay, let me go through to see what that question is. If you have questions also right now, you can, with the investment in low risk bonds spread over 2 years, does it require a huge starting capital / funds? That's one question from Titi.
Okay. So the low risk, so the government bonds, usually it depends, right? So there are some bonds that require just 5,000 naira to start. So there's one they call the FGN savings bond, Federal Government of Nigeria savings bond. It requires just 5K, to invest in. While there are some that require, like, let's say 100,000 naira. It depends. So different bonds have their different entry points. I'm sure of the 1 or 5K that you can actually start investing in. Over, I think it has a 2-year duration period. But bonds are usually not they're not usually like very, 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 very expensive to invest in. Also, I forgot to mention, you can actually invest in bonds through mutual funds. So mutual funds are like Ajo. We all know Ajo. Ajo is like where all of us come together and put money in one vehicle and then invest that money or use that money to do something. So let's say we need to buy bonds, and bonds are like let's say bonds cost 500K and we are 10 here. We can just bring, like, let's say 50K each, all of us, and then use that to buy bonds. And then we not share the money according to how we bought our own contribution. So don't let the cost of entry be an issue for you. You need to also think about mutual funds. Mutual funds are the same thing. Mutual funds collect money from all of us and then we invest that money in bonds or treasury bills. And most mutual funds have like 5K entry points. So you can buy mutual funds from guys like from stockbrokers. Even if you use all these savings and investing app like Caravan and the rest, they also have mutual funds on the app that you can actually invest in. And with 5K, you can start investing in mutual funds. And those mutual funds invest in these bonds. So yes, they're actually very very easy to invest in, and low capital. It's not expensive.
Fantastic. So we have 2 more questions here. I'm going to attempt to answer them. The first one is, he said he earns about $500 a month and he has a spending problem and he really does not save. So like we shared, first of all, you need to take personal responsibility for the situation that you have, and you need to decide, is it important for you to save? Because if it's not important for you to save, you can continue your lifestyle the same way that it is. This is like a real talk. But this also shows that you want to be able to save. So use the suggestion that Chidi has given, 50% on the things that are essentials. We've already shared what is essential. 20% on spending, the enjoyment spending, and then another 20% start to save that money. So in like a few months time, maybe in 2 or 3 months time, you'll be able to have, if you're saving 20% of $500, that's $100 every single month. And $100 is more than enough for you to not only save, but also to start investing in some of the tools that we have shared. So if you need more information on how you can be able to invest appropriately, please contact Shidi and she'll guide you if you're in Nigeria. And in Ghana as well, we'll be able to share with you some information on how you can be able to do that. And a simple way in which you can be able to do that, I don't know what the treasury bills rates are in Nigeria right now, but in Ghana it's about 19%, which is actually higher than the inflation
19%?
About 19% if you are doing it for the whole 180 days.
However, it's very low here in Nigeria.
Yeah, I heard. So 70%
very low
if you are doing for just 90 days. And that's pretty reasonable. You can be able to grow your money faster. So please, you that is making $500 is more than enough, and not more than enough, I wouldn't say that, but it's more than the average of what many people make. So do ensure that you are able to change your ways starting today and you're able to invest your money. If you earn weekly.
Yes. Sorry, okay.
Sorry, yeah? He says he earns weekly. Put the percent of what you earn aside every single week, so that at the end of the month you can be able to have your money that you take to the bank, or if it's already in your bank, you put in a separate bank account. So that's a tip that I can share with you, because I save my money as much as possible on a daily, or every 2 days I put my money aside into my savings account. So that's the second response. Chidi, if you want to add something to that?
Yeah, so just to add to that, I think also for him, also tracking his expenses, because he says that he's mostly spending money. So do you track your expenses? So like, because you need to know where your money is even going to start with. So let me challenge you. For the month of April, every day, when you go back every day, either use your book or use an app. Write down all you spend money on a daily basis. When you do that for a whole month, then go back and look at it, and then you'll be shocked to see that most times you spend on things that are not really important, things that can actually be cut down and then used for savings instead. So track your expenses. That's the first thing first you need to do. So every day for the month of April. Absolutely. Yeah. So I saw his comments. Yeah. So that's the first thing. Try it. You can get an app. Or you can get a notepad. every day, just track it every day. Trust me, at the end of the month, you will be ashamed of yourself, because you'll be like, oh my God, I spend like this much money on things that are not that important, And then when you do that, you can now cut off things that are not important, and then use that money to now save. So that's something that you should also like start doing as well.
Absolutely. There's a question here, and I'm going to attempt to answer it. I'll answer the latest question by Titi, and then I'll answer your first question. You talked about giving your money to a broker for the person to trade for you. Let me share with you my personal experience. So, as part of the work I do, she also knows this. I run a financial agency company right here in Ghana and also in Nigeria and UAE, where we literally do foreign currency money exchange, literally across border. Now, when I started my business started about 3 years ago, but I was interested in foreign currency exchange. It dates back to about 7 years ago. I've lost a lot of money because I have trusted people to trade money on my behalf rather than me investing the time to be able to trade the money. So, two things. If you have, let's say, $100, don't put all your $100, even though I know there's a part of you that wants to make money really fast, don't put all your $100 in one broker, because it is highly likely that they will disappoint you. They will trade without a stop loss, and some of them not only do that, they're going to be very risky with your money. That's the thing you need to do is this: invest. If you're interested in trading, invest in your financial education. It doesn't happen overnight. I'm still learning to trade some types of financial instruments. I don't know how to trade everything. I do know how to trade currencies, especially physically, not as much as I do know how to trade them online. So invest in your financial education, and even if it is 20 minutes every single day, watch videos, look out for, if you need those resources, I can share that with you at a later date. But invest in your financial education, and I'm telling you, if you give yourself 12 months to 2 years period, it sounds long, but you become a master of your money. You can be able to trade your money, and you don't have to get anybody else to trade your money. And while you're doing that, you know that you have diversified your risk, and you have not given you all your $100, and then at the end of the day, you end up with $0 at all. So put your $50 in a brokerage account, open the account. As you're learning, try to practice a little bit, take smaller positions, and over time, you can be able to develop your skills. You also asked a question related to being a broker and ensuring that your money, the person who you are contracting the service on his behalf, does not run away with your money. It's very interesting that you asked this, because we actually discussed this with Chidi yesterday. So it really depends on the type of service that you're offering. If you're offering a service that requires you to introduce the client to so first and first, it's important to have an agreement with whoever it is that you are serving as a broker for. So non-disclosure agreement is very important. And no matter how small the service is, even if it is web design or graphic design, don't just do agreement based on word of mouth. And I'm telling you this based on experience. I'm telling you this based on experience. So have written agreements with people. And then the second thing you want to do is this. Most times, there is a way that you can avoid the client who needs the service to be able to have direct access to the service provider. So let the client always comes to you and you go to the service provider. So that's tip number 2. Tip number 3, when there's a need for communication between both parties, use platforms like Zoom, where you have a temporal meeting ID. And always, if you can, avoid using phone calls so that the other person does not go behind you and contact the other people, because some people have no integrity. And the third thing also is build trust. You will definitely get bitten. I won't tell you that if you become a broker, you will not get bitten. Sometimes you will get bitten, but it's part of the process, and it will develop your business astuteness and ability to negotiate. So get your contract in place, make sure that you avoid contact between the two parties. And if there is a need for contact between the two parties, make sure that your agreement that you sign is notarized. Notary just costs like 2,000 Naira or 4,000 Naira to get a notary sign. And I'm telling you that, like, especially if it's a big service provider, you can take their asses to court and you can get your money. Or you can even attempt to say you're going to take them to court and they will feel afraid to actually pay you your money. So for more of that, you can slide into my DM and I can give you more advice depending on what service you want to provide. Let me see if there's any other question here. Let us know if you have any more questions. If there are no more questions, I will hand it over to Chidi and she will wrap up this presentation. Okay, one more question. Can you learn stocks while using brokers with low risk money? Can you learn stocks while brokers with low risk money?
What do you mean?
We don't understand your question very well, please.
Yeah.
And something very simple about stocks that I learned. So you need to be able to know what kind of stocks do you actually want to trade. My favorite type of stocks is penny stocks. And I have recommendations of whom you can be able to learn tons of free videos that exist that can give you the level to get to an intermediary level before you pay for a paid program. Penny stocks are very volatile. They are very liquid. Stocks that are on NASDAQ or they are S&P 500, they are high value stocks. So it's not very easy for you to make money because the stock's price don't move so much. So first determine what kind of stocks you want to be able to learn how to trade. And once you're able to do that, then the second thing is you need to be able to find someone who has done it and has done it successfully. There are a lot of fake gurus out there, whatever field you're working in. There are a lot of people who claim that they know how to teach what they have not done. So be able to take your time to find out if that person has been able to do what he or she says they're teaching you to do. So learn on the side while.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, you can do that.
Trading with a broker. Yeah.
You can do
Yeah.
that.
I think you can. Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
And even also, yeah. So also, as a beginner, you don't have to like trade on your own. Remember, again, you can also use mutual funds to trade. For instance, there are mutual funds that are called equity mutual funds. Equity mutual funds invest only in stocks. So for you, what is the goal for stock investing? Is it to have stock in your portfolio? If yes, invest through mutual fund. It basically means that the fund manager is they have it is their job to invest for you. So that means, and because they have more knowledge, because they've been in the market for long, they can invest for you and give you returns over time. So you can be learning on the side and then using a mutual fund to also like invest on the side. So first one, you have some money in a mutual fund investment where a pro is helping you actually manage the money, a pro fund manager, and then you can also have small asset that you're using to like learn. But please, the one that you're using to learn, let's say be smaller than the one that there's a mutual fund, because in case you lose the money, at least you still have most of your money with the mutual fund manager. But yes, I agree with you. You can actually learn on the side whilst using a stockbroker or a mutual fund manager.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Are there any questions? Let us know if you have any more questions. If no questions, one last challenge. Everybody should take a screenshot of either the screen that you're seeing at the moment or just a picture of where you're sitting right now. Tag us on social media, Africans Living Fully and FinLitAfrica, and we'll repost your picture. Be sure to share with us also at least one thing that you have learned from this video, and we will also appreciate your feedback on what you think we could have done better, because we want to get better in serving our community and empowering you to not only be financially literate, but also to live your best life and be able to design the kind of life that you envision for yourself. So a last question.
There's a question here.
Let me handle it again. So let me type
that. When is appropriate to withdraw your money in a stock? Okay, so Diploma Aquasi. So when you say when it's appropriate, again, it depends on the reason why you bought the stock in the first place. So two ways. So there are two types of stock investors: long-term guys and traders. Now, the long-term investors are guys that, let's say, they buy a stock, so they believe that this stock is a value stock, and they believe that in the long term the stock would appreciate value, and so they buy the stock and then wait for a long term. I will give you an instance. So let's say I buy a stock like, let's say, Apple or Amazon. Those are already established companies that I know that, okay, these guys are doing well. Or let's say even Tesla, they are doing well, and over the long term, like they're already mature companies. That's value stock. Now, the goal of buying that stock is to have it in my portfolio and maybe like get dividend over time, and just like have them. By having them in my portfolio is actually able to increase in value. So it depends on it depends on why did you buy your stock in the first place. If you bought the stock, like, so let's say you bought a stock so that when it hits $10 you can sell it off. Then when it hits that amount, it's appropriate to sell it off. So like there's no one size fits all. It depends on you. Why did you buy the stock in the first place? If you bought the stock for, let's say, to sell off when it hits a price, then when it hits that price, you can sell off. Or if you bought the stock for, let's say, long-term wealth in terms of dividend payments, in terms of capital appreciation, then it means that you're a long-term investor. And then for as long as the company is still doing well, you can stick with them. But there's no one answer. It depends on your investment goal. why did you buy this stock? If you bought the stock for long-term purposes, or you bought the stock for trading, so once they hit this amount, you sell and then buy another stock. So when the stock then hits the amount, you can go ahead and sell. But there's no one size fits all. It just depends on you. Again, that's why you must always know what you're doing before you invest in stocks. So before you buy stocks, why are you buying the stocks? When you know why you're buying the stocks, then you can then make decisions based off on how the market is moving. One last thing, if you're a long-term investor, let's say you bought Apple or so, like for the long term, even though Apple is falling now, you might not sell the stocks because you're a long-term guy. You get but if let's say you're buying the stocks, so like let's say sell at an amount, when the stock has fallen, then you can now sell off that stock. But if you're a long-term investor and you're there for like the long term, for like 3 to 5 years, you don't need to like withdraw your stocks even though the market is crashing, because you're there long term. Overall, the stock market is actually usually profitable in the long term, but in the short term, it's actually super volatile. But if you wait it out, you actually make money from it.
Okay, so to wrap up, we're going to share with you some basic resources that you can be able to use. This is the better.
Please comment. Titi's comments.
Let me check.
It shall be every day. It shall be every day. Titi, we are making money. We don't have time for everyday webinar. We need to go and trade stocks as well to make money.
Don't worry, we will try. We will try to do them at least once a month. On different.
I think we lost Fadila.
Fadila is here.
I think we lost Fadila. Okay, so here can you guys still hear me?
Hello.
Okay. I think yeah. Okay, good.
To wrap up the presentation, here are some recommended resources that can help you in developing better money habits and eventually becoming more financially literate. We have our #1 partner, of course, FinLitAfrica. Chidi is the founder of that organization. They've been in existence for about 2.5 years, getting 3 years now, and that is the hub for financial literacy in Africa. And we seek to bring you more of these kind of content. We have also Better Money Habits by the Bank of America. It's a free resources in partnership with Khan Academy. You can go there and learn different kind of skills that can enable you to be able to become more financially literate and understand it in depth, different topics that are related to financial literacy. But Janista is like the #1 American, and she's also a person of color, Black American lady who has led the revolution in financial literacy in the United States, and her resources are phenomenal. She has free webinars, etc., that can be of value to you. Chidi, also some time ago, you recommended Clever Girl Finance. So yeah, you guys can also check it out.
Clever Girl Finance, yeah.
Podcast, Invest Like a Boss, Earn Your Leisure, Paycheck and Balances, books. Richest Man in Babylon is like the God book that everybody needs to read. Think and Grow Rich, among several books written by Robert Kiyosaki, as well as Napoleon Hill and several other people out there. So we'll share with you, we have some giveaway that we are going to do exclusively for those people who are online today. We'll share with you via the email. And last but not the least, there's also a spending tracker application that you can be able to use. So we will share the link for you for this recorded webinar. To learn more about the work that we do, we'll invite you to join the Africans Living Fully community, and also to subscribe to, you're already subscribed to our mailing list. If you're already here on this webinar, you're already subscribed to our mailing list. I need to get my laptop charger, so please take on with the FinLitAfrica so we don't lose it.
Okay. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. So we'll try to like do more of these sessions because we've seen that people really want to learn about finances. We'll try to, but I think in the meantime, you can also like follow us on Instagram where we talk about finance stuff every day. So things about budgeting, savings, how to save better, where to save, how to invest your money, even like what to do in terms of crisis, like how we are currently coronavirus and all that stuff. So you can also like follow us there, check out our blogs in the meantime, and then when as part of our community, whenever we have events like this, we'll also let you know. We are also planning like a physical event sometime after this is all over, of course, after COVID-19 over. So we would let you guys know. Hopefully, this gets over very soon in the next couple of weeks. Hopefully, by God's grace. So we'll let you guys know events and all that stuff.
Absolutely. So, in the absence of any other questions, we'd like to thank you so much for being with us today. We had a retention rate of over 95%. Actually, only one person has left, and the person sent a message and said, my internet is not working very well. So it means that this was valuable. If you found this valuable, please share your feedback with us privately or publicly. We'll appreciate that. And more importantly, also invite other people to have access to these resources. Right here at Africans Living Fully, what we seek to do is to empower a new generation of Africans who will tap into the abundance of digital resources and platforms that exist for them to be able to create a life that they want and be intentional about creating that life. And we do this also mainly by focusing on the issue related to the future of work, being remote and digital, as well as travel, and more importantly, also changing your mindset. And an essential part of the future of work is financial literacy. And I'm so happy and grateful that we got to work with FinLitAfrica, and we will continue to do so in the years to come. So be sure to follow both of our organizations on social media. Stay connected with us, give us feedback, let us know how we can be of value to you. Those of you who are interested in remote work lifestyle, it's one of the key content pillars at Africans Living Fully. I encourage you to go read up some of the blog posts. Be sure to send me a private message or send a private message on the platform and tell us some of the resources or information and questions that you have related to remote work. I'm going to do a webinar in about 2 weeks' time, specifically on remote work. So we'll definitely share that with you all, and we'll invite you all to share with other people whom you know this can be of value to. So, Judy, any more last words before we stop this video and say goodbye?
Yeah, so last words, basically, be financially literate. That's the simplest thing. We all want to get rich and have money, but I mean, if you don't have good money habits, really, you won't go anywhere. So save more, budget more, track your expenses, invest more, be disciplined. That's how you make money. Yeah, that's all.
Absolutely. They also have a feedback for us. They said we need to speak a little bit slowly, both of us. So we will work on that next time. Thank you so much.
We will. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
All right, bye, guys.
And take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. I didn't let him be called now.
Abby, I'm trying. I'm trying to do that.
Just like leave meeting.
Escape first from this.
Yeah.
Okay. End meeting. Bye.